What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Tank B Choppin', and I'm back with another haircut tutorial. So what we finna do on this cut, guys, is we actually giving this man a whole different look, and we are gonna do this fade with the Andis Supra. So that means I'm basically only gonna be using these detachable blades. So I have my number 3 3/4 on my clipper right now. So this is my 3 3/4, and like I said, I'm just going over the top, going all different ways against the grain and across the grain, just to make sure I get this hair down to that desired length. So I'm gonna go over the blades that I'm gonna use in this haircut right now. So basically I'm starting off, well, I'm not starting off, but basically I'm gonna be using the 5 zeros, the 000, the OA, the 1, the 1A, the 1.5, the number 2, and the 3.5. And then the 3 3/4 on top. Alright, so now that I'm done with the top of his head, what I'm doing here is I'm using my 3.5 now, and I'm coming up right above that parietal ridge. And the only reason why I'm coming a little higher than normal is because he wanted a mid to high fade, so we are taking this fade a little higher than normal. So I'm using that 3.5 to debulk the sides, and basically I'm gonna be doing a little bit of the fade down technique just to make this haircut a little easier for me, and just to make sure this fade comes together nice. So I am using the Andis Supras. I know a lot of people use the Oster Octanes or other type of clippers with detachable blades. And I just used this one because actually my boy Germ gave it to me. So yeah, man, I just decided to use these. I have been seeing a lot of people use the Oster Octanes, and I kind of wanted to buy them, but I'm like, man, for what? These do the same exact thing. So before I keep on blabbing, I'm going, what I'm doing right here is I got my number 2 blade on my clipper, and I'm coming up right below what I just did. And like I said, I was using a little bit of that fade down technique just to debulk the sides a little more. So this is my number 2 blade, and I'm coming up right below what I did with the 3.5. And as you can see here, guys, I am still using that flick out technique. I'm not pushing too hard against the head the closer I get to what I did with the 3.5. Alright, so now I got my 5 zeros on my clipper right now, and I'm coming up to the point, taking off all that C-cup. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop this fade slightly in the back. Y'all know I just tend to do that with all my haircuts, and I just like the way it looks, so that's what I'm gonna do here. And I'm gonna bald out the sides. So like I said, guys, this is gonna be a mid to high fade, so it is gonna be a little higher than what y'all used to, and basically a little higher than what I'm used to. Most of the time, I'm doing either mid or low fades, but your boy can still get down. So yeah, let's go. Alright, guys, so now I'm taking my Babyliss shaver, and I'm going over everything I just did with that 5 0. Basically, I'm getting this down as short as we possibly can get it with that razor. And the closer I get to that line, I'm flicking out, and I am relieving pressure. That way it doesn't create too harsh of a line. And we're gonna do this all around the head, guys. So if y'all wondering why I decided to use these clippers is, I just wanted to do something different for YouTube. I have one video using detachable blades, and I said, you know what, let me do this again. It's been a while since I actually put out a video using these detachable blades, and I want all my newer subscribers to know that your boy is versatile, and I can use basically any clipper there is out there on the market, and I can use any clipper to put out a blurry fade. And I guess that's just me bragging a little bit. Alright, so we are going to be using the skip guard, or the guard skip technique. So I'm starting off with the OA to set my next guideline in. And as you can see, I am coming up about 3/4 of an inch. And I am using a slight flick out motion. And instead of using my number 1 guard, I'm going in with the 1A. And I'm setting in my next guideline. I am coming up about 1/2 inch on this one. And then instead of using the 1.5, this is now the 2 guard. And as you can see, I'm just attacking the top of that line. And we're still just flicking at that line, trying to get that bulk down. That way this fade looks nice. And this is my number 2 blade. Alright, so now we're gonna start working our way down with the numbers that we skipped. So this is the 1.5. And as you can see, I'm just flicking at that line. I don't want to create another line. So I'm basically just gonna be coming up right to that line, tapping it, flicking at it. Sometimes just adjusting my clipper, like not the lever, but I'm gonna be adjusting the angle that I'm holding my clipper. That way it cuts at different lengths. So the more you tilt the clipper up, the longer it's gonna cut, and the flatter you hold it, the shorter it's gonna cut. And I'm still just using my 1.5, still trying to get these dark areas out. Here is my number 1 blade. And as you can see, I'm hitting that line towards the bottom of this fade. And it's taking some of it out. It's not gonna come out completely. I am gonna have to do some detail work, but as you can see there, it is taking away this line, some of these dark areas, and making this fade come together. And remember guys, as you can see right here, I am using the corner of my blade, and I'm just tapping these lines, guys, trying to make this fade as blurry as I possibly can. So now here is my 000, and I'm just attacking that bottom line. And this should, for the most part, take this line out, and if it doesn't, I can go back and detail it, and then I can use my actual, my regular clippers with the lever on it just to make sure the detail is cut. But just so y'all know guys, I'm using no actual guards on this haircut. Everything is gonna be blade or the clipper with the lever open and just adjusted close. I'm using no actual guards on here.
Damn it, Tito. Another one?
I believe this is the OA. I'm not exactly 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure this is the OA when I'm detailing this cut right here. But I'm detailing this part of the cut. So as y'all can see, I went through my initial steps, and I'm just going back with my blades, just to basically just hitting up these dark areas and detailing as I would with guards. Only difference is I'm using these blades and I can't really adjust the lever, but you can always flick out and use the corner blending technique to get different lengths with that blade. And I believe this is either the number 2 blade, or the 1.5. And I want to say that was the 1.5 because this is the 1A right here. And if you really can't follow along this side, guys, don't worry. On the opposite side, I did write down exactly what blades I was using because I showed it to the camera. So on the opposite side, you may be able to follow along a little easier. This is my number 1 blade right here. And as y'all can see, this fade is coming together. And now I'm using my Ergos with the Filthy Blends mod, and I'm just adjusting that lever as needed. I open my lever, hit some dark spots, use some corner blending, close it halfway, and then close it all the way. And basically that's just what I'm doing to get this fade to come together. So sometimes using these clippers, it takes me a little longer just because, you know, you can't really adjust the lever as you want, so you got to switch the blade, so it can take longer. And since I haven't done a haircut using these blades for the majority of the haircut, it did take me a little longer, but I still got the job done, and I've actually been using them since I did this haircut, and I've actually built up my speed a little faster than what I normally do. And it's just like everything, guys. The more you practice something, the better you get, and the easier it becomes to do, and the faster you get at it. So now what I'm doing is I'm using my trimmer to take out that bottom line. And here is my 1A. As you can see, I showed the camera the 1A. And I'm just doing some more detail work to get rid of these dark areas. So now I'm going in with my 1.5 blade. And as you can see in this part of the haircut, it is a little darker, and that's just because that's where the head starts to round, and I basically didn't want to go too far into like making this haircut look too round and give him like a mohawk type look. So I'm trying to just be very careful on that part of the fade. So now I'm going in. I believe that was the 1A. I really wasn't even paying attention to it, but yeah, I think that's the 1A because I did use the 1.5. So yeah, this is the 1A, and I'm coming right below what I just did. And then this is the OA, and as you can see, I'm just flicking at that line. And then the next blade I'm gonna use is my number 1, and after I use that number 1, basically that part of the fade should look a lot better. Alright, so now I'm just attacking the bottom of this line, and I'm just using my trimmers to get out this bottom line. And as you can see now, I'm lining them up. Y'all know how I do. I do one side of the haircut and I start to line them up. So this is the only guard that I actually use on the haircut. If I can remember correctly, I used the number 3 on his beard just to take all that down, and I wanted to give him a nice full look on his beard. So now we're just fading the beard in, doing some more detail work on the fade, lining that beard up, making all these lines as crisp as possible. Shout out to that boy Tito Beats, man. He's dropping that fire. As you can see, or as you can hear, I got all his beats in the background of my video, so y'all make sure to give him a subscribe on YouTube. It's Tito Beats, and make sure to follow him on Instagram at Tito_Beats. So now I'm doing some detail work with my clipper. I'm just adjusting that lever as needed to get rid of them dark spots and make this haircut look nice. Alright guys, so I did speed up the video slightly, and as you can see on this side of the cut, I have the numbers of the blades that I'm using in the corner, so y'all just try to follow along.
Damn it, Tito. Another one?
Alright guys, so now that I'm done with most of the fading on that side of the haircut, as you can see, I'm lining them up on the front, just making this side of the haircut match the opposite side. I'm going to take the beard down, line it up also, and like I said guys, I'm just going to basically try to mirror the opposite side and make sure these two sides of the haircut match together nicely. And just a little heads up, I did not record the back of this haircut, but y'all know how I do, man. Y'all know how I be getting down, so y'all know it looks nice. Well, you know what? Y'all might not think it looks nice, but I think it does. Y'all let me know what y'all think about me using these blades on this haircut instead of using actual guards. If y'all found this type of tutorial helpful, let me know, man. Like, I'm always up for suggestions, so y'all just let me know if y'all like this or not. So now we're gonna finish off this haircut with some razor work. remember guys, you want to make sure you're stretching that skin and stretching it tight. That way you lessen the chance of nicking your client. Alright guys, this is the cut. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this haircut down in the comments below. If y'all like this haircut, make sure to smash that like button. Also, if you're new to my channel, go ahead and subscribe one time for your boy. But that's basically it for this video guys. I appreciate it, YouTube. Until next time.